Woke culture. Let me tell you where this stuff started from. I can't exactly pinpoint the exact dates and times or whatever, but I can tell you my experience of it. It kind of just started out as more of, it was kind of like a more eclectic kind of thing. It was just, woke was kind of like your spiritual awakening or your mental awakening to things that are going on in the world, like, um, things in the education system, deception in the education system, um, information out there not being as accurate as it seems, injustices in the world, um, corporate corruption, political corruption, government corruption, um, societal influence, celebrity influence, all the becoming aware of all these things as a whole. And it never necessarily started out as a bad thing. It's just, people wanting to spread the message of what's really going on in the world. The problem with it is that people became woke, as in, they woke up, their eyes were open, but they never learned to become aware. And what I mean by that is that it's one thing when you are able to now see something at the end of the day, but if you're not aware of the how, the what's, the where's and the why's and all of that kind of stuff, then you never really see the full picture. In fact, you know, you're no you're no less ignorant than someone who isn't so much deemed as woke. You're just as susceptible to be used as sheep by other people. And that's essentially what happened. It got picked up by celebrity culture. Because to be honest, this woke thing wasn't even that big of a thing. I remember I was part of that whole woke culture in the early days myself. And let me tell you, trying to convince people back in the days was very, very difficult. Trying to get people on board, no one was really on board it like that. But celebrity culture started to use it for their own influence. Politics started to use it for its own influence. Corporations started to use it for their own influence. All types of activists and community leaders and stuff like that started to use it for their influence. And over time, I guess people realized how easily they could manipulate people with it. I mean, you look at society. Society is just completely adapted around woke culture now, whereas say less than just under or just over 10 years ago, or maybe even less than that, you never really saw this kind of adaptation nowhere close. Like if you was on your whole if you was on your vegan thing or your dairy free thing or whatever and stuff like that, you never really had the massive options of oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, hazelnut milk, coconut milk and all that. It was really and truly just soy milk and dairy milk. That was your choices. And if you didn't like either one of them, if you didn't want to have dairy and you didn't like soya, then boy, kind of frigged, innit? But now you're just seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it all over the place. I mean, how many places like McDonald's, KFC, this, that, you get a plant-based burger or whatever. So it's become something that has just been basically used as a means to the end. It's the new hot topic, basically. It's what's in fashion. It's what's in style. And because you got celebrities, corporations, education system, politics, all taking it on board, it's kind of becoming, all taking it on board. More and more people are flocking to it, especially a lot of young people, because for a lot of young people, whatever's in style is what's trendy. And if woke is what's in fashion and it's trendy to them, then they are going to follow along with it. Like a lot of them really and truly don't take this woke stuff that seriously. If they did, they'd be going on a whole different mentality. It's like they're all woke anti-capitalism, but they're spending their money in capitalist institutions. They're all 100% natural, this, that, whatever, yet they're, full of how much fake stuff, makeup, weave, whatever, all this kind of stuff. You got people that are like, no justice, no peace, but yet they're going out committing how many injustices and crimes themselves. So, people ain't really taking this stuff seriously. I mean, it was something that really blew up in America more than anything. Over here in Britain, I mean, it's blown up over here now, but over here in Britain, it wasn't as big a deal, because even if we went through some of the things that they dealt with in America, most of the time it wasn't to anywhere near as big a scale as it was going on in America. And I'm not saying that some of the deceptions that may have been going on in America, some of them may not have been going over here too, but for the most part here in Britain, the reality of it is, and whether you like to admit it or not, or whether you want to try and make out like it's anything different because of what woke culture tells you and stuff like that, the reality of it is, over here in Britain, we've had it kind of cushy. That's the truth of the matter. So really and truly, I think people should just let go of a lot of this woke nonsense and just get on with your life.